with these videos, I've sort of got like a list of keywords that sort of I'm getting to each and every day to sort of delve deeper into what these sort of words that I've jotted down in relation to my own life mean to me. This week, I had the keyword of complications, and I did some further research to see like what other um, parts of the world uh, intertwine with complications, and I settled on the word chaos. And you think of chaos as like a sort of bad thing, but I'm going to sort of put a twist on it today and show that we can embrace chaos, and in able to do that, we can then avoid these sort of unnecessary complications that just make our life harder as a whole. Chaos isn't bad, as I've just said. It fuels our growth and creativity spark, which I discussed the other day. Like, we can bring it back if we stop falling into these traps or these problems just unnecessarily. We can build ourselves up. Uh, in order to embrace this chaos, we need to approach it differently with the creative outlook instead of with fear, which a lot of people are doing. Myself, quite a lot of the time, I'm thinking, how can I get out of this situation when I'm overthinking it and I'm not thinking creatively, but rather with the negative mindset of, oh, I don't know if this is going to be the right thing to do. Chaos as a whole comes from sort of our own bad habits and how much control we sort of hold on a lot of things in our life. I mean, we hold control over everything in our life, really, because we make our own decisions. However, what I'm trying to say is sort of we pick up habits from other people or from ourselves, just doing the same thing and sort of get stuck in the rut. And that's where the chaos comes from. And we can make a change to get out of that as a whole. My life, I would say, is I would say heavily organized. However, this is just in terms of sort of my social management. I think time management, it's not there for me. I'm really trying to sort my sleep out at the moment, and I've like got the settings on my watch to sort of buzz to get up. I sort of got the setting to shut my devices down, and I'm sort of some days I don't even put the watch on to go to bed because it's like it's just a task that I'm forcing on myself. But it is helping. But is it enough to make me sort of drop out of my current routine? And I've sort of figured out in this first few weeks it's not working. But I'm going to keep persisting with it because eventually I'm hoping it'll come round. Bed at 12 or before that. I normally do a bit of writing before bed. Um, Bed at 12 and then currently get up at 9 and then get on my day. But I need to sort of push that back to 8, maybe push that back to half 10, 11. And then I'll get more hours of my actual day rather than just rotting in my bed. Whilst I was traveling, I say this social management where I know when I want to be in a social environment. I know when I want to be on my own. But when I was traveling, I learned the highs of spontaneity and the balance you get between being spontaneous and then having a plan. I love a plan. You can't beat a plan, especially if it all goes right. A lot of the times plans don't go right. However, when I was away, a lot of the days we would wake up and go, we're doing this today, we're doing that today. And then something would just come up, or we'd meet someone and then we'd go and do whatever they were doing, or we'd go and do something else that we was recommended. And then that sort of just opened up a new world for me of like the joys of being spontaneous and sort of not putting all my eggs into one basket of one sort of spot, and then put myself into bother further down the line. Being set on a plan, it's sort of on the other side, like the coin, is you don't overcommit to two different ideas, and you sort of have one thing set in stone. You're going to do this, you're going to do that, and you're going to do it. You're going to do it, especially if you're alone. Just stick to a plan because you've planned it. And with me, a lot of my plans, they don't really come with these sort of buffers where it's like, am I is something going to get cancelled here? Is something going to affect me doing this? Most of the time, it's set in stone. I'm doing that in a day, and I'm going home, or then I'm staying out. It's one of them ones. But however, I would say another key point is you need a plan B. You need a plan B. having the plan B mindset, you avoid the unnecessary complications that I discussed earlier, and it gets your brain ticking. And then when something does go wrong, you don't dwell on it. You have a backup. You have another place to go, and you know what you're doing. So yeah, ultimately you don't dwell on it, and then you just get on with your new plan. And a lot of the time, this plan is barely going to change. Something could be closed, like a shop, like a restaurant. You go to a different one. That could be the smallest change of plan, but you still got the plan B mindset where you go, do you know what? I'm actually going to, we've seen this is closed. We've seen this is not really what we hoped it would be. Let's just go there. But then you know you've got somewhere else to go straight away, so you just do it. We're going to face these complications, and our mindset needs to stay focused on the positives and keep us mentally prepared for these challenges that we're going to face, these setbacks, so they don't really break us or destroy our mood throughout the day. We have to remember why things in the world are complicated, because they are, and because we make them complicated ultimately. A lot of things come easy, but it's down to these things. One of them will be there's a lack of clarity for ourselves, and we become overwhelmed. We overthink. Sometimes, ultimately, the answer that we want and we're looking for is the obvious one. So I'm going to start, definitely, when I'm overthinking these sort of things in my life, I'm just going to go for the obvious shout, because that's the first thing that's come to my head. So it's going to be right. In terms of a group scenario, complications will come from a conflict of interest. One person wants to do this thing, one person wants to do that thing. This is where the fear of saying no comes in. Another complication. It's a conflict of interest because one of us can't agree, one of us can't say no, one of us can't say yes. So you sort of just got to listen to yourself, really. And then the last one will be the fear of unknown and accepting the uncertainty. So things come complicated because we've taken less risks. Like I said, take the easy option, the obvious option, but still explore the unknown. Still see, if you're uncertain about something, try it, and if it goes wrong, then we go back to that plan B mindset where we go back to that, and then we just follow that law of suit, and then we just get on with it. What do I want to do to sort of, or what do I do / what do I want to do to avoid these complications in my life going forward? Number one, be relax. Like, I need to just chill with some things and go like, stop worrying about it, and like not even like in a demeaning way like that, where it's like, chill out. Like, I just need to like just be more relaxed. I need to simplify my life. I need to stop doing so many things and just get what needs to be done. I need to choose peace over perfection. I wouldn't say I've got any like disorder like OCD or anything like that, or ADHD, but like I just love things how they are. Like I want perfect 99% of the time. But then you go back to my education, and it's not perfect, because like the intellect wasn't there. But in terms of like organization, I love everything in order, dates, colors. It's just always been how I am, and it's because I like nice things. I like keeping them in good condition. I like looking after them. And it's not even like, some people do that for like finance, for like further out in the future. They've got like a sell on or further. But a lot of the stuff I collect, I'm not going to sell. So I just like them how they are. However, I need to start picking peace, where like, say my brother takes one of my things out of the collection and it's moved. I just need to like I said, first point, relax, and then just not make an argument, have peace, and then when it comes back into my hand, just put it back where it was and not cause a problem. And then last point, sort of prime Mikel Arteta sort of reason. I've got to trust the process. I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow, so how can I sort of put all these points down when I don't actually know what's going to happen in my life to make a change in the first place? Life has these complications, and unnecessary ones are optional. This is where we've got to go back to all these points: the mindset, the what we can do to avoid them, why things are complicated, and how we embrace this chaos. Because we've got to go with the flow and not against it, because we don't know what's going to happen. Ultimately, we don't know what's going to happen. And this is why, going into this year, we're going to master how we respond to our own chaos so that we can avoid unnecessary complications.